Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Mage venue. And yeah, we start the scene in the chantry. Well, actually, just outside the chantry, as Ava, who's wearing a hoodie and like a hat underneath the hoodie, um, is returning to the chantry, looking over her shoulder a lot, looking slightly panicked, but trying to keep like a relaxed front as she there's like, besides the fact that most of her hair is tucked under her hood, there are some strands that are like hanging in front of her face. The back of her coat is pretty filthy. There's dirt on it and maybe some other stuff that you would find in like uh New York alleyways. And she is rushing into the restaurant. Is like maybe giving a quick hello to Lee, but other than that, is like almost running up the stairs. Her face is a lot paler than usual. Her eyes are wide open. There's kind of the dazed, wild look in her eyes as she rushes into the common room. Um, and with her jacket, with her hoodie, and uh, her hat still on, she's kind of falls into one of the couches.
Nausicaa hears movement outside her room and yeah, pokes. She's currently feeding her butterflies, feeding them like pouring sugar water and like tending to the pupae. And she pokes her head outside and sees an Ava and sees that she looks a little bit flustered. And we'll just go back in, finish doing what she was doing, and then come back out.
By the time Nausicaa comes out, yeah, Ava's sitting, I said, on the couch. Still has like everything, still wearing everything, except that now she has her hands kind of in front of her face. Seems to be crying silently.
She will see Nausicaa basically walk over and stand by her, and then she will feel Nausicaa pat her on the head.
She'll kind of makes sort of a wild gesture, almost to push someone away. Then looks up and realizes that it's Nausicaa standing there, and will quickly wipe the tears away as well as she can. Hi.
Why are you upset?
I'm not upset.
Then why are you crying?
Um, it's just uh, something happened just now. I I did something stupid.
Tell me.
And yeah, she kind of start like the tears start to run again, but she really she's trying to control herself as she starts. Well, I was going out. I was going to buy some fruits, make smoothies. Wanted to buy a book, stuff like that, and I was almost at like a bookstore, not that bookstore, just a regular one, and I spotted someone that I recognized from the museum, and I met her before, but at the museum I looked at her, and she had like some sort of a monstrous aura hanging over her with antlers and like some kind of a wild beast. So I ducked away. I hid. And she walked past. She didn't see me, and then I was kind of wondering what she was doing there. If she may have been onto us. If she may. I mean, it was pretty close to here. So I decided since she hadn't seen me that I'd follow her, and I followed her for a while, and she went into this alleyway, and I looked into the alleyway, and she was sitting there, and um she um she opened her bag, and she pulled out a bow from her bag. Like it wouldn't have fit in there.
How do you mean a bag? I mean, how do you mean a bow?
Like a bow with arrows. Like yay high as she kind of like holds her hand up. It was taller than she was. It was like as tall as I am, I guess. I don't know even. It was insanely tall. Like one of those long bows, from history. And she just pulled it out of her bag. And I
Frowning a little.
activated. I looked at it with like prime sight, and it was definitely like she was magic as well. It was kind of like energy that came from her was like furious, almost angry energy. And the bag was, well, probably was like magic as well. Not a type I've ever seen before. I don't know, like she went around the corner and I checked that she shot a falcon. And well, but the thing was, when I looked around the corner, she changed in some sort of a, I don't know, a hairy Hulk, but not green woman. Like she was taller, more buff, she had more hair. It's like, I don't know, so fucked up. And then, like I said, she used a bow and she shot a falcon and some other stuff she did. It's kind of weird. And then I backed away and I hid behind a dumpster. She must have heard me because she came looking for me. So I ran, and I thought I'd gotten rid of her. And I saw a fire escape, and I thought, I can jump onto the fire escape and just wait there for a bit. But I fell, and she must have heard that. So she found me again, and she pinned me to the ground. And I was really scared. It was because I'd seen her in a museum, like that monster, and I thought she was going to kill me. And she wanted my phone, and she smashed it, and she took it. She asked if I'd seen anything, and I told her I hadn't. I think she believed me, and because she got up and she left, but she gave me this, and she tuck like gets into her pockets and pulls out like $200 bills. I don't know. I came back as soon as I could, but I kept being afraid that she would follow me. Didn't see her anymore, but it was it was very scary.
Nausicaa looks, yeah, kind of weird. Just looks a bit awkward and a bit kind of like uncomfortable. But she'll reach over again and pat Hover on the head again. Everything is going to be okay.
You say that, but you haven't seen her like I did. She's a monster. Back in the museum, there was a guy with her. He had the same kind of monstrous aura, except he didn't have antlers. Like, there's more of them. What if they're coming after me?
All the more reason for you not to leave the chantry on your own. You know you need to be careful.
I was careful. Well,
You were not careful. You followed her. Why did you follow her?
because
If
I
you knew
was.
she was a monster,
Yeah, I was afraid she might find her way to the chantry. You know how close it was to here? Like, it was literally 2 blocks away.
hundreds of people walk past our place every day and they don't know.
Yeah, but not 100 people who, like, when you look at them and you look at their spirit, who look like a monster.
Shopping, it seems unlikely.
What?
If she was shopping, it seems unlikely.
She wasn't shopping. She was hunting with that bow that she pulled from her freaking bag. It wasn't even a big bag.
Boris and Tasha have told us there are other strange things. Vampires and monsters and Nausicaa shrugs. Things out of myths and legends.
Yeah, but they didn't tell us they would like walk right past that chantry. I thought, what if it's like, what if she was like some sort of a technocrat monster? What if she was sent to, walk in looking all human-like and then go like monster-like and murder all of us?
The best thing you should have done then would be to inform the rest of us, build up a profile on her, and then we can watch for her. You should
Well, what
not
do you think I
have
was
followed her.
doing?
You should not have followed her down an alley. You put
I
yourself
was
in great danger.
I just wanted to know what she was doing, okay? She hadn't seen me. Well, not until
Do you
the
have a
end.
name for her?
Um, I mean, I met her before, and um, Iris, I believe.
Do you have contact details for her?
No.
And she broke your phone.
Hmm. Yeah, she took it with her.
Took it with her.
Yeah, she took like the pieces of it, like she smashed it, and then she took it with her. She put it in that bag of hers. Can you like, I don't know, like you can do things with computers. Can you like at least wipe it?
Unlikely. This. Things through digital media. I would simply be able to access a broken phone and do nothing with it.
Mm.
At least you're sure she totally smashed it, so it was inoperable.
That's what it looked like. But, I mean, she was right on top of me, okay? I didn't really have much way of like, inspecting it.
Did she hurt you?
No, my back hurts a little from falling from that fire escape, but other than that, she didn't. I thought she would, but she seemed to believe that I hadn't seen anything.
When she attacked you,
Hmm.
did she look like a monster then?
No. No, only in that alleyway. She, also when I followed her down the street, she didn't look like a monster. And it wasn't like that aura that I saw in a museum. It was, I don't know, sort of like a real scary Flintstone.
Maybe you should ask Boris or Tasha. They may be able to give you more information.
Yeah.
But it sounds like application of life magic to me, from what I've read in the library.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That can be heard somewhere away from the common room, but it's getting closer.
I believe you're safe here. But you should be more careful. I know you say you desire a social life outside of here and you need it. But it would be unfortunate for the Chantry if you were to get hurt.
I know. I mean, that was not a social interaction that I am very comfortable with, in all honesty. I
But you are still leaving here unnecessarily. You said you wanted to get fruit for a smoothie. I can order
yeah.
that directly here.
I mean,
You don't need to go out into the city and risk yourself.
I'm not gonna be locked up in here. This is not a prison.
If you refuse to be locked up in here, then you should take extra precautions.
I did.
You have seen what
Okay?
me
I
and
mean,
Caleb.
look at me.
You've seen Caleb has disguises. I also do. I have enacted magical effects on myself to make myself more difficult to detect. Have you done either of those things?
No.
Then I will do it for you.
How?
You'll have to practice. But I have an entropic effect on me at all times. It means I get more easily lost in crowds. Small and minute chances means that I am more difficult to observe for the casual observer.
I mean, for a casual observer, yeah, but wouldn't you like stand out for someone who can like see magic?
Nausicaa shrugs. I don't know. They have to see me to find me first. Besides, I rarely leave here unnecessarily.
I mean, if you would wear a red jacket and you would walk in a group of people that all wear white and you stand out, if that's how people see magical effects on someone, then you stand out like a red jacket.
I do not believe so. The effect is concealing. I have read about them.
Okay.
I have read about these sort of effects. It seems self-defeating if they, in fact, highlight you. But I will research it further. You make a valid point. For you also.
Hi
I'll
guys,
think on it.
how you doing?
Fine. How are you doing, Julie?
Oh, I'm
She
doing good, thanks.
finally, like throws her hood back and takes her hat off.
Ava has met a monster.
Again?
And she was accosted by it out in the streets.
Like one of those we saw at the museum, or one of the spiders, or what?
I believe she
Well,
thinks it was exactly one of the ones we met at the museum.
not exactly. It was one of those two. The woman that
Oh,
we talked with.
well, doesn't that just mean that she's different like us? Like just something else?
It means she is an unknown quantity and may be a risk or a threat. And seeing as how she accosted Ava today simply for being near her,
Well,
I think we can confirm that suspicion.
when you say accosted, what actually happened?
Oscar just looks at Ava.
When she found me, I mean, she was in an alleyway, and I was kind of following her, but I'm not sure if she knows that, like. But when she found me and I ran away, she came after me and she pinned me to the ground.
Why did she do this if she did not know that you were observing her?
Because I don't know, she kept asking if I'd seen something, and well, I had, but I said I didn't, and she seemed to believe that.
Maybe they are just naturally aggressive creatures. You said she had an energy that was angry.
Yeah, yeah. Like how we, with our prime sight on, for those who have that and those who can see that, well, like we stand out because we are beings of light almost. They feel like beings of red primal angry energy.
If they are to stand out to prime side, they obviously possess energy in their system.
Yeah.
Also, quickly change the subject. Julie, I want you to delete the video you took of me while I was under hypnosis.
Oh, yeah, I already did that.
Prove it to me.
Julie froze over her phone.
Noskill looks through it, and I'm being happy to see that there is no video with that date. She hands it back. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Julie seems to be well, she's eating something, but she seems to be looking for something in the kitchen. She finally goes, "Aha!" and fishes out some peanuts that she puts in a bowl, and then takes a can of soda and just comes over and sits down. So, it's like this. It's like you said, primal energy. It's like in touch with the earth and stuff, or what?
I don't
The
know.
book,
She looked at some point. She looked not like a human like we did, but more not Green Hulk kind of
Are we
person.
totally sure she is not part of the Bana tradition? I have seen.
I mean, I'm not sure of anything right now. She could be.
Well, give me a second, and Julie will just write that a little bit down. It's just on a piece of paper. It's not like. And she just sits there for a second, and I just need to check something. If we just do something that we've already always done, do we need to roll Arete for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always roll Arete.
All right.
Basically, your activation roll is Arete.
But yeah, if it's an effect that you've done one way in the past, then essentially like a road, and you should perform similar effects in the same ways, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, she's
So-
done this before. He's gonna activate Prime Sight just to roll my chance die here. Nope. Really wish I hadn't misunderstood. Nope. Julie tries for a while, and at some point, she will just sit there, and she's just rocking a little bit back and forth, and she just like, we're bright because I can kind of see that right now. It's like, it's kind of hard to describe, but I think we've all seen it, right? And you're saying they're not bright, but they're like glowing differently or something?
Yeah. Like she was.
Man, this feels so great. And while Julie is like half opened eyes, she's kind of halfway in a trance. She is still eating peanuts.
Julie, what precautions have you taken to conceal yourself and cover your tracks out in the city?
Julie just seems to be a little off, so she's it's really pretty. Like, give me one moment. After a little, she just shakes her head a little, and then just precautions.
Some of us here have taken certain precautions out in the city. We have crafted alter egos,
Oh,
dressed differently, maintained disguises. Or even-
I'm pretty used to not being seen. It's fine.
That is no kind of answer.
Well, like I tend to keep my head down and stuff. I mean,
Can you be more specific?
oh yeah, like we just I just I have my hoodie on and don't look too much like myself, hide my features, and then I tend not to only go where there's other people, not alone, never alone really. And then never seem too tense, just kind of relax when you're walking. Like beat cops, stay honed in on that shit. If you're tense, if you're looking that something's wrong, you're gonna be one of the first that they pick up. Trust me. Well, normally, tend not to get too picked up because there's Latinos or black guys who could get picked up before me. So
It looks like she's not super satisfied with that answer. Both of you should talk to Caleb. He's taken up.
What?
He's
Why?
apparently been collecting. He has apparently been collecting items to help disguise you. I have also bought a different wardrobe that I have been using when I go out in the city.
Just FYI. In general, Julie seems a little buzzed. Probably on some painkillers since she's still hurting a bit. It's obviously been a miraculous recovery considering what she was through. But she's still like a little slow. She's just, well, I don't think I want to talk to Caleb just yet. Like, I've had a fairly trying couple of days. Well, since, you know, I almost died. I don't think Mr. Robot 2.0 is going to calm me down. So.
Also scowls slightly. What I am proposing is a measure and precaution to make sure that events like what happened the other day will be less likely.
Right, but I'm not going to have him stick needles in me and inject me with God only knows what.
I'm talking about Caleb, not Elijah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I got confused. Julie seems to. You're sure that's not necessarily always like that? That's probably not the first time something like that has happened. Confusing people. Right. Oh yeah, sure. I can do that. Sure, no problem.
Nilsiga stands there with the hands behind her backs and looks at the other two. I feel afraid that you two aren't taking the security of this place overly seriously. And when I bring it up, you think I'm being lecturous.
No, it's fairly understandable that you. I mean, we all would think of this. I mean, all things considered.
I am taking it seriously.
Then you will have no issue with me performing an effect on you that will help conceal you out in the city.
It depends on what and how.
Same one that I have done on myself. It will take some learning from you.
And what do I need to learn?
To move, she thinks of a word, in a disorganized manner.
Alpha just looks confused.
Anybody looking for you, even in the most rudimentary manners, will use patterns to recognize us. Patterns in behavior, patterns in movement. The more unpredictable and disorganized we are, the more difficult we are to follow.
You know that I wouldn't be able to work with your way of doing magic.
No, I will work it upon you. With your permission, of course.
Well, if you wish, if it helps, why not?
No. I want you to realize that I'm not doing this for my benefit. And because I want to. I want you to appreciate.
No.
This is something that
You
will
do it
help
for
you.
the group. I understand. You're doing it for the group. I
Oh,
understand.
Nausicaa frowns slightly. I'm doing it for the group in a general sense, and I'm doing it to protect you in a more direct and literal sense.
Yeah. I understand.
It will not be foolproof, but I hope it will help.
Yeah.
Very good. I will perform some research. I believe it will be more difficult to enact it upon another than on myself.
I need to buy a new phone. And she kind of looks at the $200 that are laying on the table in front of her. Fuck, I lost all my contacts.
Nausicaa looks at Alva and kind of cocks her head a little. Whose contacts are you missing?
Just, general ones. My mom's, my dad's, you guys, people I met in the city.
Nausicaa will do something Robbie can't, which is relay telephone off the top of her head. You must have other ways of contacting your parents. Email, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Do you need me to write down the phone numbers for you, or will you remember them?
I don't remember. Give me a moment. She grabs her bag, and pulls out her diary, and
Yeah.
and a pen.
Nausicaa will relay everybody's literally being like, Julie, 0749, blah, 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 blah. And she will, just relay everyone's phone number. Say is Nathaniel. And she will say Nathaniel's telephone number as well.
Ava blinks a few times. How?
Oh, that's so cool. It's like, and she just.
The benefits of being a robot, Julie.
Yeah, it's totally cool. Like that's awesome.
You
Hello,
know
everybody.
Nathaniel's number?
Hello, Caleb. And yes, I do remember his number. I remember most things.
Not to my big surprise, Nausicaa seems to have a photographic memory.
Eidetic is more accurate.
Whatever. Like, fairly good memory.
I'm
How
actually
are
having
you,
a.
Caleb? I was just telling Julie and Ava that they should talk to you.
Oh, about what?
Concealment out in the city.
Pardon?
Ava has had an
Oh,
encounter.
see, I could. Shit, I'm sorry, I cut you off this time. Didn't understand the first time.
She said concealment out in the city. Ava here has had a violent encounter with some kind of creature.
Not everybody needs to know.
To know. Why would you keep it a secret?
Because it's kind of embarrassing.
What did you do?
I followed someone. They found me out. and grabbed me and smashed my phone. Then left $200 and left. That's long story short.
Why did you follow someone?
There was one of the people with. Oh, hi, Caleb. Did I forget? Ah, yeah, never mind.
Hello, Joe. It's nice to see you.
Oh, yeah, same. And she's spacing out a little. She says, like, we were at the that gala thing with the auction. I don't know if you heard that, right? Like, there was these two people that Ava just, like, apparently, like, she used some of her mojo, like our mojo, to look at things, and it was this, like, they looked completely different. Like, people look ordinary, and they look like monsters. It was one of those people. So obviously she's curious. I think it's like Boris said that there were all sorts of weird, different things and people and stuff around New York and the world. So maybe it's one of those others. But I think that well, I think that Eva just said, "Well, hey, that sounds or that's interesting. I want to look at it." So she looked at it and she got found out. I don't really, I don't see the problem.
I mean, we have technocracy as a problem. We kind of don't need more.
Well, it's not that much of a problem if the person pays for the damages they cause, honestly.
Well, if they, don't do dumb stuff, then it's fine. But I don't think we should alienate anything.
The issue is not that the phone was broken.
Look, he looks at Nausicaa like he's listening.
Ava could have been hurt.
So you think that she shouldn't follow people?
I think it would stand to reason that it is unsafe to follow potentially dangerous people into alleys.
I completely agree. But sadly, I'm not Ava's dad. I can't tell her what to do. I can only recommend her what to do. And I would recommend you do not follow people. As he looks at Alan.
Look, at first, as I told Nausicaa, I thought I I've I thought she was too close to the Chantry, okay? I was afraid that she was leading you guys in a trap or anything, that she could be a pawn of the technocracy for all we know. So I followed her to make sure that she wouldn't head in or go, get in here. And
Not
when
like
she
very
got into
hard.
an alleyway, I was just kind of curious.
As Ava said, I hope, we don't do it again. That's it. There's nothing I can say more. I agree with Nausicaa, and yeah. Julie, did you hear that we want to meet? Did Eva and Nausicaa told you that we want to meet with everybody?
What?
We want to meet with every mage in the chantry, all together, to talk.
Oh, like a meat. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like that's cool.
Are you high?
Yeah, I am. Well, kind of semi, but kind of mean almost dying. I'm still kind of a painkillers, all things considered.
Wait, what?
I got shot by some fucking killer robot demon whatever thing.
Mojo, yeah. I'm sorry that you're hurt, by the way. I
Oh,
thought that
thanks. Yeah, so I'm a little off, but yeah,
I apologize for being dumb.
no,
Unfortunately, you're
it's
high.
totally fine. Like it's just I'm a little yeah. I'm still kind of in shock, I think. I'm not really sure I've grappled all of the... Yeah. Drugs help for the moment. Like, I'm fairly, you know... And she kind of trails off and doesn't really finish that sentence. It's just... Right. Any of you guys want anything to drink or eat? I could eat something. And she goes over and forgets that she still has like a bowl of peanuts in front of her. She seems to forget that and just goes over and gets something else in the kitchen.
I will purchase you a new telephone.
Well, I mean, I have $200 for it.
$200 will get you a very good telephone.
Isn't that super suspicious? Like, if we think that they're agents, shouldn't you have just burned the money or something? Like, if they're magical, who knows what the fucking money is?
I haven't really thought of that. I mean, it's money, right? What can you do with money? On the other hand,
Correct. The track you with correspondence.
if you glares over at the dollars,
I mean, like, if it's like a conspirator with like technocracy assholes, well, then they might be able to do shit to it. I don't know.
Julie, you
We can
just had
burn them.
prime sight on. If there had been a magical effect on them, you would have seen it.
Do you say that to Julie?
Yeah.
And she just looks like a couple of seconds go by. Oh, right. Yeah, no, they're cool. And she sticks her head into a cupboard again.
I do not believe the items would have to be magical for them to be traceable.
No,
Generate
it's
a resonance.
fine. Like, we can trust Ava. It's fine. It's good.
Theories of quantum coupling say that if these have been replicated, they grant link between us.
Oh, okay. Julie comes over with more food, and as she sits down on the couch, she just kind of just sits there, and during the next couple of minutes, she will fall asleep.
And I will look at the money again. And sighs. And we'll go to the kitchen. And you can hear her strike a match. As she burns $200.
Apparently, burning money is a display of wealth.
Well,
One of the partners at Sterling and Lion did this at parties. To display that, I believe so, to display that he had so much money that he did not care about lighting cigars with dollar bills.
actually, you know
There's a
what?
lot
As
of-
she quickly kind of stops with the money burning, I'll just give it to some random hobo on the street. At least they can do something with it.
Maybe. I will replace your phone. And besides all this, I wish to purchase phones for everybody here. Ones that we only use among each other.
Yeah, you said so.
Something of a secure network.
Mage phones.
That way if some...
Sort of like baby phones, but then for mages.
Sure. Aside from this, I am looking into buying some apartments around the city. As Caleb mentioned, it would be useful to have. And she kind of squints. I believe you call them safe houses.
He nods. Julie, did you sleep?
Julie
She's
is.
breathing. I do not think she's dead.
You're not that lucky.
Alpha looks with wide open eyes to Caleb. You did not just say that.
No, I didn't. I was going to talk with Julie about the guns, but she's sleeping. I will prepare for disguises, safe houses. You worry about the
You're quite certain you can poke Julie and she'll be wide awake.
I mean, it's kind of like sad to just wake someone who's like hurt like her.
Everybody got fully healed.
Okay then.
Out of character.
It's
It is
also
very, very likely that the fact that she got shot, and she probably is dealing with it mentally, is a very good excuse for her to take some harder drugs. Just saying.
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's
She
what
got
like,
healed by
saying,
the same thing, so.
So that might be a thing, or that is a thing because it is.
because of Caleb thinks as well, but Caleb thinks it's just kind of rude to wake someone.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Then she will sleep.
Well,
Do we have any other plans?
not really.
Are you
For
suffering? Are you suffering from some kind of trauma, Ava? We have been through a lot in the last few days.
No, I'm fine. My back hurts. You want to call that a trauma?
I was thinking more of psychological trauma.
What will make you think that?
Because you encountered a monster.
Sweet of you. I was
I'm not
scared.
being sweet.
In the way you are. It's a compliment. I was scared, but I'm better now. And I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yes, she is fine. She is fine.
Good.
Julie just
Well,
kind of
Julie.
comes to. It's just blinks a couple of times, looks around, just like.
See? The expert knows. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
she's
I'm being sarcastic.
So guys, like
She's an expert?
very, very
drugs?
Wait, give me a moment. As Ava will rip a note out of her dream diary and will just write down sarcasm and then holds it up.
Julie,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a weird question.
Oh, those are the best questions. Go ahead.
So I ain't want to buy guns for the chantry.
You can't or don't, or are you going to, or what? Sorry.
I want to buy a gun for chantry.
Don't we have enough guns? She looks at the other two.
We have what guns?
Well, I got one handed out, like the other day.
What was the gun?
Pistol.
I think we need some. We need some heavy shit for defending this chantry.
Oh man, that's some heavy duty. Like what? Like fucking like what? Like some stuff that those are, NRA assholes packing or what?
No, shotguns, pump action shotgun, or assault rifle or some shit. What happens when they attack this?
That is kind of NRA thing. Okay, but yeah, that's cool. But Why is this like? She just kind of look confused at you.
Julie, are you ever truly whatever? It's because like we want to defend the Shanfree if the technocracy attacks the Shanfree.
Yeah. But like, I don't have like expertise with guns. Like,
You can learn.
oh yeah, I'm starting to learn. Like, I did clip that guy in the head, but he had it coming. But still, oh yeah, I'm totally open for that. But sure. You're like one of those dark, mysterious types. Like, I'm dangerous. Oh,
Totally.
okay.
Didn't you guess? Didn't you already just see that?
Oh yeah, totally. She kind of looks Caleb up and down. Like, are you police or something?
How did you guess? Kind of smiles. I'm not a
I don't
police.
know.
I'm not a policeman.
You were, or I don't know.
No.
Private security thing? What?
No.
He's a failed lawyer.
That knows a lot about guns. Oh. Good. Okay.
Nausicaa?
Ava?
If she kind of leans in, so maybe next time when someone's in the room, don't say failed. Try another word. It's less hurtful.
Nausicaa thinks for a moment. He is a potential lawyer.
Better.
And Julie will begin to laugh. Just look over at Nausicaa. Smooth. As she seems to be playful when she says that.
Did I hurt your feelings, Caleb, by accentuating the fact you failed your bar exam? I did not know it was a secret. You told me.
It's not a secret.
I mean, who needs a bar exam anyway?
Lawyers.
Yeah, I suppose. But most of those guys are... And you just kind of muddle something. You can't make out what she says, but, well... I mean, you look... You're
Most
pretty...
of those guys are not on high drugs, you're right.
It might, living things up in the courtroom, but, oh well.
I was reading a survey that said actually legal professionals are some of the highest users of high-end designer drugs.
Ha!
Most likely cocaine, though.
Ha!
With that criteria, Julie, you will be an excellent law professional.
Aha, there you go. Game, set, and match. Julie just holds both of her hands up.
They probably just use it to, keep up with their workload and
Oh yeah, like they must work insane hours.
yeah.
It is the same in the financial professions, apparently. I was invited to several corporate parties that I was informed were mandatory. There was lots of drug use.
Not really surprised.
I must admit I was surprised.
Like,
I think any profession that works on, getting as much results in as little as time has a high risk of,
it's been like
substance
I haven't
abuse.
I haven't been to a real party and really mellow out with people, and God only knows since I was kidnapped.
Are you unable to relax without narcotics?
Oh yeah, I can relax without narcotics. That's not what I'm
Why do you
thinking.
need them?
No, I'm not. I'm actually not thinking about drugs at this moment. Believe it or not. It's been, and she looks, kind of calculates in her head, months, lots of months since I've sex last. That's That's actually bad. She looks at Caleb and just says, "So, do you have a wife?" Because
Hava just starts to blush at this kind of topic.
Nausicaa is looking at her shoes and is a bright red. Looks like she's about to explode.
So the 2 tomatoes over here are
like
looking at
Caleb,
me
I
like,
don't
what?
has it been a long time for you? Because I don't know. I could use some relaxation. It doesn't involve drugs. And she smiles fairly openly, like she doesn't seem to be at all. Like this seems a very, very natural conversation to her.
I will think about it.
Julie, I thought you were hurt. Was the only thing that Ava kind of can come up with at this point.
But she just shrugs and says, "Well, you know, the mention of parties
Magical
and
recovery.
relaxing without drugs. I just thought of it. It's been like really long time since. I should
Caleb,
probably do something about that."
Caleb is just thinking, like, what was the last time he saw Julie taking a shower?
Oh wow.
Like she kind of looks like someone who doesn't take a lot of shower. I really apologize for that.
No, that's totally fine.
Oh god, oh god,
Like,
oh wow, my dirty mind went a completely different
smell-
direction there.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, you're perfect with correspondence.
The thing is, like, she seems fairly cleanly, but it's somewhat obscured by the fact that she always smells like heftily smoke of marijuana.
Okay.
But that's kind of like that's almost like when she's washed, then you think, well, maybe she just smells like marijuana for some reason. Like maybe.
I think
who
also
knows?
like dreadlocks aren't like unhygienic. Even though
Yeah.
they might look it a little bit, but they're not usually.
No, it just takes a little bit more washing. But actually, you will know that Julie actually does, seem to bathe like every day, and takes time in the bath and stuff. But
The Caleb, like when he said I will think about it, wasn't like rejecting it. He actually thinks about it.
Oh god. And Ava is gonna change the subject, like right now. Julie, do you would you happen to have something that I wanted to ask for a while now? A provider. Someone who helps you get, stuff.
she looks at her. What kind? Like what?
Well, if you could get like weed, perhaps.
Oh, that kind of. Yeah, sure.
What did you think I was?
I don't know. Like,
Oh god.
and she just kind of, like you just said, a provider. I don't know, a good restaurant, concert tickets. God only knows.
Well, I mean, another question would be if your provider would also be able to set us up with weapons.
No, Jimmy. He's kind of. Well, he might like the people who probably knows some people that can find some, but
Check the law regarding the weapons. As we all know, America is a
yeah, it shouldn't be that hard actually. Like,
land of free, and in New York, the gun laws are basically we can't carry them outside.
Mhm.
And but for defending this place, we can get guns that is outside the state. We can just go to Texas. 4 hours of drive.
we'll just go to a gun show, like
Yeah, exactly. Go to a gun show and buy whatever we want.
I think Johnny Cale. What was his? He had a friend. Julie just thinks, focuses. I think it was in Ohio. It's not like it's the next state over. I know it's next to Pennsylvania, but like I think it was in Ohio. There was a good gun show. Like they could get essentially everything there.
We could fly out there and buy the armaments we require.
I would rather go with a car and not fly.
Why?
It's a day's
We'll buy
ride.
a lot of stuff.
Oh, like the A-team, like taking the truck and just packing it with guns. Cool.
I think I would prefer. I think I would prefer that we took steps to ensure that we do not have to be involved in gunfights. I feel like no matter what firepower we buy, fighting those kind of the things we saw from Iron Man security, I do not think we would be successful. I think no matter what we buy, they will outgun us.
But we should take precautions, right?
You're quite right.
I would say that remember, they have people who grabbed us. They weren't metal people, they were normal people. And they were metal people. So there are different types of people who does their job. Metal ones, normal ones, and I'm pretty sure the normal ones can get shot.
My point is they appear to have a trained and hyper-technologically advanced security force at their disposal.
No, that's completely true.
However, buying more powerful armaments does not seem to be. I do not see how it could be a negative, unless we are caught with them and charged and prosecuted by the law.
You know, it's,
Actually, maybe we can also look in like more pacified ways of like maybe Elijah can just come up with like a way to inject them with something that or spray something in their direction that would, make them fall asleep or something. I don't really want to kill someone, and when we're talking about just simply, the black suits, like, I mean, the robot would be an issue, but
I think subject of not killing people kind of falls sideways for me when someone tried to shot me in the head. Pulled, let these monstrous dogs eat us, try to hunt us down, still, take us from our homes and torture us for 2 weeks. So yeah,
so you want to become like them and just kill people?
no, I won't survive. But there's a big difference
I
between
mean,
just surviving.
I want to survive as well, but in my book, that doesn't necessarily mean that we kill the other ones.
Other ones, who? Technocratic agents, you mean?
We get tranquilizer darts.
That's what you can do.
Elijah may be able to create us some kind of potent pepper spray or mace to incapacitate. It is also the point that killing and murder bring a lot of unwanted attention.
Plus, think of the opportunities if we could actually catch one of them.
That would be very risky, I imagine.
Ava's right. Like, if we could hold them for some well, I suppose that means mean, if they're inside the chantry or somewhere else, they will be able to track them, right? There are other agents, and if they're able to track them, then capturing them is going to be really fucking dangerous because they know, at least after a little while, that they are going to get, well, backup.
Not if we can ward them off. I mean, if the technocrats cannot find us while we're in here, well, outside they could just pick us off one by one, a piece of cake. But they can't find us here because we're protected. If we just learn how to use effects to shield them until they are in here, or even while they are in here, just kind of cut off their connection. I mean, might be handy.
We can also bring them to. No, we don't need to bring them to one of the safe houses. That safe house will go away. So
Plus, the safe houses won't be as well guarded as this place.
The issue is, once we have them, what would we do with them?
would you like to torture them?
No, gods no.
Then why? What do you think they will? What do you think that they will just answer our questions?
Well, I mean, I am a mind mage. I wouldn't need to torture them.
Not. It is a wild, wild way. If
I mean,
they don't
sure,
have any life shields.
Sure, it's a risk. I understand that it's a risk. But I think it would be at least worth considering. She kind of looks around for like some supportive backup on her plan.
The plan is a good idea. Not a plan that I will risk my life for. If I see the Democratic agent shooting at me, don't expect me to try as best for me to just risk myself to capture him alive.
As Caleb said yesterday about attacking them, I have the same opinion. We should focus on our own security first and learning our powers, gaining a mentor, joining the traditions, and becoming more powerful than we think about striking back.
I mean, I was also thinking about, like, I mean, we could do this as part of our defense. As I said, I prefer to, like, tranquilize one of them instead of killing them. But I'll go talk to Elijah.
I think it is very good to explore additional options.
I mean, what if there's like some sort of a spray that he can make that we will all know to hold our breath, but if there's like 5 of them and they just get like even if they only get drowsy, that would give us a chance to run past them.
Let's say you captured this enigmatic agent, you brought him here, you learned from him with your mind magic. What you gonna do after? You gonna feed him here?
Depends on the information that we get from him, and I don't know.
Let him go?
I mean, I guess.
No. Second, you take someone here. That's a death sentence for that guy.
I agree. Tasha and Boris would not let them leave. And as much as I wish to strike back against the technocracy, we do not know whether the people are merely hired by them or something more serious.
Okay, but even in a situation like a couple of days ago, would have been real nice to have like a tranquilizer dart.
I quite agree. I think the spray, an incapacitating spray.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Like, I think I'm gonna go in and crash in my room. I think, yeah. So, like, we should pack some. She looks at Caleb again. Like, training. Like, do we go to a firing range or something?
I do. If you would
Oh.
like to come with me, I would be happy.
Oh
James
yeah.
and I go to.
The only issue is going to a firing range, you need to provide identification. I would not put it above the Technocratic Union to check things like that. I've
Just
visited things before.
do you have a identified alternative identity, Julie?
Oh. Julie just looks. Well, sometimes I go by, Alex, but it's nothing solid. But
Tasha can get you something solid.
oh, right. I'll remember that.
She helped me establish mine.
Oh, all right. Okay. Sure. So, yeah, like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. Well, that sounds good. And she gets up and she just looks at Caleb and just like, uh, would you be okay if others joined? Like, if others are in for it? Like, I'm totally okay with that.
You mean to the range?
Oh, well, that and 6 if that comes up.
We will talk about this later.
Okay. And yeah, she just nods, shrugs, and walks off to her room.
Caleb has a strange feeling when she leaves. Ava and Nausicaa is just staring at him.
I mean, I was looking at any place besides Julie and Caleb, as her color had just gotten back to normal and now is almost the same color as her hair again.
Yeah, Nausicaa is just like staring at her feet bright red.
Caleb is looking up, doesn't say anything.
Who wants coffee? After, like, an awfully
Please.
awkward silence.
Coffee sounds good, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
now I know a way to make Nausicaa feel uncomfortable. Yeah, that's all. See,
Ava will slowly get up, make like a painful face, and we'll head towards the kitchen. stretching her back a bit. Starts making coffee.
Nausicaa, let's chat with you again. We'll go back to my room.
Yes, good chatting with you, Caleb. Have fun.
He nods and goes to his back to his room to do some yoga and continue practicing the his what was the name of that disguise, which he has 2 successes.
Yeah, Ava will come back with 2 cups of coffee and we'll hand one to Nausicaa. Here.
Thank you. Nausicaa takes it and sips it, and then sprinkles up a face. And did Alpha bring any sugar in?
I mean, she didn't put it in, but I'm pretty sure that would just be unlike the common room, and else she would have brought sugar and milk along.
Nausicaa will put like 12 spoons of sugar into her coffee, and probably quite a lot of milk.
God. Ava will look at it, but won't say anything. Just like
Bleep bloop,
okay.
bleep bloop. Energy required. Bleep bloop.
Well, I best donate these.
I want you to promise me something, Alba. If you are going to follow people strange or interact with strange people, at least let me know first. As a security precaution.
Yeah, I really had my phone on standby. But I didn't want to worry you guys unnecessarily.
I would not worry.
Okay. I'll do so in the future. I'm sorry, Nausicaa.
Why are you sorry?
For messing up again. Well, at least she didn't find out that I was like, you know what we are. I wasn't a mage. She didn't see that, I think. At least I didn't do anything weird.
Nausicaa just stands up and then, like, again, super weirdly pats Ava on the head in the way that she has been convinced is like how to comfort people. Don't worry, it is okay.
It's not really, but thanks for trying. Yeah, I'll go and try and see if a shower can, like, get my back straight. Fuck.
Maybe you should talk to Caleb about yoga.
I
But
mean,
if you were going to his room, I would knock first.
yeah, I don't want to. Never mind. Yeah, I would knock. But I'm just gonna try a shower first.
Nausicaa will go to her room, and actually, if anyone else comes back into the corridor at any time that night, they will find Nausicaa out there on a laptop. Actually, she won't really interact, but she seems a bit more happy to kind of just be in the general vicinity of people, not locking herself away.
And then with that, we can end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This was another scene of Living World of Darkness, the Mage venue.